So there was this young guy that was training to be a Catholic priest in a seminary, and one day the priest that was doing the confessional said, why don't you come in and take over for me? It's very easy. It'll be a good experience for you. And if you don't know what to say when they tell you their sin, there's a list inside the confessional. You just look it up. And he was like, oh, that sounds easy enough. So, okay, I'll go ahead and do it. So he goes ahead and goes in the confessional, and the first guy comes in, pulls back the curtain and says, forgive me, Father, for I have sinned. And he's like, what is your sin, my son? And he said, I've thought about sex. And he's like, oh, okay. So he goes to the list. He looks it up. Thought about sex, impure thoughts. Here it is. Say 5 Hail Marys and you'll have absolution. And he's like, oh, thank you so much, Father. And then the next person comes in, pulls the curtain shut, and he goes, forgive me, Father, for I have sinned. And he's like, what is your sin, my son? And he said, well, I've had sex. I've had fornication. And he's like, okay, premarital sex, fornication. Here it is. Say 10, you'll have absolution. He's like, oh, thank you, my Father. The next guy comes in. And they said, forgive me, Father, for I have sinned. And he's like, what is your sin? And he's like, I had a blowjob. And he's like, okay, blowjob. Oh, gosh. He doesn't see it on the list. Blowjob. Fellatio. How about that? Fellatio. It's not on the list. He's like, oh, my God. He gets up. He pulls the curtain back on the confessional. He leans outside, and he sees the altar boy outside. And he says, altar boy, come here really quick. What does the priest give for a blowjob? And he said, a moon pie and a Pepsi.